So here's something else that I just noticed. I have 3 quad fuel rods with depleted uranium. Now I think there's something that you can do. I've even actually done it before with this MOX fuel. You'll be able to make a fuel rod with MOX fuel. I think you can take apart those things and then make them into MOX fuel and make a fuel rod that uses that. And I don't know what the difference is. I'll have to read up on it, but that's something that I might want to do in the future. So I have 2 of these boxes. I'm going to keep the depleted ones in one and the not depleted ones in another. And I'll just throw the depleted ones up into the ME system so that they're in there. While I am here, the other thing that I have also is I've got some patterns to be able to make these fuel rods. And I've got 21 fuel rods, but what I really need to do is get a couple more of these. And it doesn't look like I can actually do that. Quad fuel rod, let me see, what am I missing? The plates, yeah. So I need iron plates. Let's just make, since I've got a ton of iron, let's make like 2 of them. We'll get them going. And I'm going to grab a few of those. I can put my tiny piles of dust back in there because we're done with those. I didn't do a sulfur one, so I've got to do that. There's my plates. What I need to do is make 3 of these. 1, let's see, do I have enough? Yes, 2. And now I need copper plates. So let's craft 32 of those also. I like crafting things in half a stack or a stack. That way I have them in the ME system, just in case. Excuse me, he's probably still making iron plates. Also, what I could do is take a few of these. And I have a hammer in there. Hammer with that makes iron, copper plates, excuse me, not iron. Throw the hammer back in, throw my plates in here, and there's my 3rd one. Let's make 3 more. 1, 2, and it looks like I'm out of fuel rods. So that's where that's going to come in. Now I don't know if I take this enriched uranium and use it for canning with this canner. I don't know how to do that. So let's see if it actually works with this canner, if I'm going to have to get myself a fluid solid canning machine. Because I made this vacuum cleaner, or vacuum canner to make one of these things, and I've got the patterns here so that I could put an interface on there if I wanted to. But I don't know if it makes them first, so let's take a look. If I take that enriched uranium and I take a few of those rods. Do I have any empty rods? Oops. No, but I can craft some. Let's make 12. Check my mail quick while it's making those. I know you guys can't see that. Okay. There's a half dozen. Let's try this out. I don't know where they'll go. Well, it got one in there. Let me see. Do I put this in there first, then put one of these? Yes. Okay. So it does work, actually. Oh, that's nice. That's a cool interface, too. I like that. Now, are these set to extract underneath? I don't know the answer to that. But, let's take a look at that and see. It's that one. It is set, but not to always. Boy, I forget that a lot, don't I? So now will that extract out of there? extract. Always active. I guess it won't. Well, that's bad. That's really bad. Do I need to put an advanced filter in there? Extract. Always. I know there's some kind of a filter you can use. Oh, goes my texting again. Hey, D again. I'm back. It's a few days later. Last episode, or last time that I left off, I should say, in this episode, I took a couple of days. I've been doing some work around the house here, so this is the first time I've logged in a few days, and it looks like I cleaned out my inventory. What I was working on before was making fuel rods over here. I just popped them down back into my chest over here. I got 2 sets of 3 in this containment box, so when this starts to run out, we're pretty good. I'm pretty set as far as the reactor fuel goes. I'm pretty set. So sounds like somebody's having some trouble with their car outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but so the reactor's running. We're doing pretty well. I'm almost full here, and once I get full, I'm going to let these buffers fill up over here, and then we'll probably hear that alarm go off again. Over here, I'm processing tin now, it looks like, so the packager's running pretty well. Lots of tin, tiny dust being fed into this packager and made into regular dust. And it looks like we're going through a whole big pile of that, so there's my tin dust right there. We're building that up. Let's start turning that into ingots. So over here we've got all these different, I don't remember the settings that I had here. Oh, I do have purified going into that one. Let's throw a tin dust in there. Now that'll start feeding that tin dust that's in there into that. Or actually, it won't start. Keep forgetting this step. I've actually got to tell it to extract tin dust from here. So let's see. We've got to get that export bus. Okay, yeah, it is extracting tin dust from there. So hopefully we'll see some tin dust start to move into that machine. Let's see if we can get up here. Looks like a whole lot of something's going through there. I've got that crushed going into there, but we have regular tin dust going into that machine. Let's put tin dust also in there. So we got iron, purified, and then regular. Just trying to save some slots. What is going on over here? So our tin dust is actually moving through the system. It's just not being fed into the furnaces yet. Let's see if some actually starts coming down here and being fed in. We should see it being fed in there. The thing you have to remember about the logistics pipe system is when something's pulled out of a system and thrown into the logistics pipes, it's assigned a route. It's assigned someplace to go. And if it's not given any place to go, then the route that it's assigned to is to the default route, which I have said here. So it looks like iron dust is also not being fed down here. Let's see. So let's see what we have. Yeah, look at that. So iron dust is hovering right around the same spot. They have no place to go. So let's throw some iron dust down here too as well. So we wanted all the purified to go right into that first machine. So let's set iron dust to go in here and in there. And there goes my alarm, so let's go shut off the reactor. And you can see I'm starting to lose containment here. Or coolant, I mean. Not containment. So once this thing empties out, that's when that alarm comes on. See that? And that's when my power alarm. This block here is set to empty, signal off. So I'm not exactly sure why that works. It doesn't quite make sense, but it does. I guess I'm just not feeling the logic for it. Okay, so now we've got, what is this? Is this iron? Iron's going into those. You know what? Let's set every single one of these machines to accept iron dust. We want this to fill up. We want all this iron to be processed. We'll even throw it in here. Might as well get that machine doing something. Reactors are shutting down downstairs, or at least the hot coolant is running out. So it looks like this machine is keeping up pretty well. Probably going to be overwhelmed pretty soon here. And then one of the other machines will take over. So what do we have that's missing over here now? It looks like the tin, right? And also uranium. Now if I pick up that uranium, I don't know if it's going to hurt me or not. Don't remember if purified uranium actually does affect you or not, but we'll see. Okay, what else? There's something else that's going in there. So let's take a look at the dusts here. Iron dust is going. Tin dust. Oh, I already have a tin dust down here. Tin dust is just sitting there, not moving at all. Iron dust is going down, so we are processing that. Our tiny piles are going down. That's good. Looks like our tin is hovering, so maybe tin is being fed in over here now. Let's see. Got iron over here, iron there, nothing and nothing. Maybe once that iron gets out of there. No, now we've got tin going in. Good. Okay. So we've got iron coming in here. So it looks like the tin's coming down here and it's trying to go in this machine. But instead it's hitting this one. So that's good. So now we've got those machines set up to process all that. Once again, remember that when the quarries are set up outside, this stuff's not going to be coming in here at anywhere near this capacity. Basically what I'm just trying to do is clear out my inventory of all these dusts. Get everything processed so that it's cleared. And then once the quarries actually get running outside, we're not going to have this overwhelming problem of traffic in these pipes. And now things are starting to slow down. You can see only one in a few are actually going into the furnaces now. So it looks like we're still doing some tin. But there's still a lot of traffic up there. What is going on with this? So it looks like it's all the uranium. So if I set first things first, well, let me just try to grab one. If it actually starts to affect me, I'll just die, that's all. Okay. It did not hurt me, so that's good. So what do you do with uranium? So if I take that purified uranium and I put it into the thermal centrifuge, that's going to give me the uranium I need to make my fuel. So let's come down here. At my interface right here, I do have 2 thermal centrifuges. So since I already have a junction here and something running down. Let's just grab a couple of basic logistics pipes. I happen to have exactly 2. And let's set both of these up to process this purified. That way, if one gets a little overwhelmed, then the other one will take over. After a while, we should see it coming down, and there it is. Heat's building up on these machines. As long as there's something in the inventory slot, the heat will build up. This one already has heat already built up because of this lever. So we'll let that run as well. Get all that taken care of, and then once again, just like everything else, once these are all processed, all the excess inventory that I have in here is all processed. Just because I haven't run these machines for a while, even though I did have the quarries going, I had a lot of material that I had to run through. So once it's all taken care of, we won't have to worry about this heavy duty traffic coming through here, so that's pretty good. So it looks like we're still processing tin. It's pulling it out one at a time. So that's why it's taking so long. I like to leave it at 1 per tick. Pulling out 1 per tick, that way we're not being overwhelmed. Looks like it's all tin being processed now. So that's probably all of the purified crushed uranium we had. Purified. So the only thing we have left actually is lead. So we could take actually that lead, and there's not that much. We could take that lead and actually put it down here and set it up to be processed as well. Purified. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Not that, the lead. Let's put this down here. The lead. Throwing it in a random spot, but hopefully it'll line up. We've got purified iron, purified tin. We're also going to need spots for gold too. We can get rid of that iron now in here. Now we can have just purified stuff. And as a matter of fact, we could add this purified lead in there now. There we go. So now all of our purified that we want to process, the iron, the gold, the tin, the uranium, and the lead, will all be fed into this first machine. So that's good. Let's also throw this excess that we had in there. Now, since these have the imports at the bottom, it looks like we're going to have that go right into the ME system, and you can see that we have a lot of uranium now. That's awesome. So we're gaining uranium here. We're slowly getting through this tiny pile of tin dust. Are there any other tiny piles that we have to do? We're going to need that for fuel, so we're not going to process that at all. We could do this lead. So it looks like our tiny piles are getting under control. That's pretty good. Let's go set up one for the lead here. Oh, I forgot my filters. I need a filter, so let's clear these filters out. That looks like it is clear. All these basics are clear. Yep. Okay. You can tell that they're clear of any rules by putting them into the crafting table, and if nothing comes out, then they're already cleared. But if they have a rule attached to them and you want to clear it and make it so that you can use it again, stick one of these in to the crafting table and then pull it out, and it's cleared of all of its rules. That's a little tip from your Uncle Dimensions. Okay, let's see. Does that one have one? Yes. So we'll set this one up. Basic on insert mode. We want it. A basic filter. And we're going to pull in these tiny piles of lead dust. Now the other thing that we have to do is up here at the top, we're going to take the lead, tiny pile of lead, and put it into our requested items. That way, this basic logistics pipes will be the route for any tiny pile of lead dust, and you can see we put those in there. It gets fed into this chest, which is automatically pulled out and sent down into the one that we set up the filter for. Any dusts that are made are pulled out automatically at the bottom. I guess I went through this before in one of these episodes, so that's what's happening. So now we should start seeing some tiny piles of lead dust come this way once we go down here and set up. Let's see, where is that getting pulled out from? It looks like right there is our tiny piles. So we click on this. Yep, there's our tiny piles. Oh, I shoved that in the machine, didn't I? Let's grab another tiny pile of lead. Hit this export bus with our wrench. Throw that in to be exported. And now we should start seeing tiny piles of lead coming out of there. They're going to make their way down this way and into this machine. And there they go. Now we can come back over to our ME system. We're going to see that we're going to have some lead dust being created. We want to process that. Come back down here. And I guess we'll put on all these machines a lead dust. I'm just spacing these out. There's no really particular order. You could just put these into any slot that you want. Now all these machines will be set up to process lead dust. Now if we want these to get processed, once again, come down here. And I think one of these over here is our dusts. There we go. So we'll export lead dust out of this into the system. You can see them starting to go. We'll see them come down this way and into the one machine that's open and get put into lead ingots. Not the most elegant system. Takes a lot of setting up, but once it's set up, it's set and forget. So we still have a lot of tin to go through to process. Gold, iron, tin, lead. Awesome. And we've got some packagers to spare. I think I even have a few packagers. Yep, 13. Wow, I got a lot of packagers. So as things progress and we start getting more and more things that we need to process in a packager, I've got the room to expand down that wall, so we should be good to go. So we're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost set up for automation for our quarries. We're going to need a little bit more power probably, and pretty soon here we're going to maybe build another reactor, and I may actually go away from industrial craft, and I have big reactors installed. Maybe we'll build a big reactor and produce a different kind of power, but we'll see.